Is furry pay to win? Yeah! There we go. You look great. Perfect. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to June's Fursuit stream. And we are celebrating our 15,000 followers on Twitter, achievement. So because of people like you following me and doing all this kind of stuff, I took your suggestions on the story ideas. And if I miss any follows, any donos, anything like that, I will catch them all. Okay. So let's dive in. Let's dive in to our first story. Okay, let's dive into our first topic tonight. Okay, is furry pay to win? Yeah. Okay. Chat. What do you guys think? Is furry pay to win? I want to hear your opinions first. I want to hear your opinions in the chat. And if you guys are watching this on YouTube, I want to hear your comments down below right now if you think furries pay to win. Right now. Okay, let's do it. How does one win furry? We'll talk about that. Nope. No, I don't think so. Kinda, yes, kinda, what? Yes, I think, yeah. Okay, but I got my own opinion. And first we're shuffling. Yo, Monty! Coming in with the freaking raid! The hell, Monty! Wait, happy birthday? Whose birthday is it? Alright, so let's get into it, okay? So, this is where this story takes part. So if you guys don't know, there's lots of like furry Telegram groups, a lot of furry Discords that are around YouTubers, okay? And just like Monty here, I do furry YouTube, stuff like that, okay? So I'm in one of these groups, and this group is run by Wolf, which, if you guys know Wolf, fantastic YouTuber, check out his stuff. Little lewd on some of his stuff, but like, you know, he's been around the band for a while, okay? So I'm in one of these chats, and all of a sudden somebody posts is like, hey, I just made a video on the furry, and how it's not pay to win. And I'm like, nani? The fuck? What are you talking about? And he's just like, yeah, hi, furry's not pay to win. It totally isn't, because like I made friends in high school. And I'm just like, oh, you sweet summer child. Oh, you sweet summer child, stuff like that. So like me and him had a discussion, and he got very angry, very quickly on me basically just saying, no, furry is 100% pay to win. In fact, the more that you can pay to it, the more you'll like have fun with it. Because guys, as I said a million times on this channel, furry is a hobby. Okay, and just like any hobby, whether it's model trains or skiing or golfing or fursuiting or anime, just like any hobby, they are money sinks. Okay, hobbies by definition are money sinks. Okay, you spend your free time and you spend your free cash and stuff like that in these hobbies to have an enjoyable time. So the more finances you can put into your hobby, the more fun you're gonna have with it in general. That is like my take on the furries pay to win. It's super simple, super easy, stuff like that. And like, real talk, look at this thing. Like, okay, this suit is $6,000, okay? Boom, it has UV reactive fur. Look at that. And I must say, my enjoyment of the fandom has significantly increased ever since I got the fursuit. But this fursuit cost $6,000. So like, my level of enjoyment of the fandom increased significantly the more I invested into it, okay? If we're talking about friends and stuff like that, sure, you can find the random friends in high school, but that's talking from like a very privileged standpoint. You got to go to high school. You had internet connection. You got to be able to see like the fandom. Imagine somebody in like, let's just throw them in Egypt. Okay, let's just throw them in Egypt. And nothing against Egypt. Let's just throw them in Egypt, where like there's like an anti-LGBT culture. Internet access isn't as high as it is in the North America, so that like there is, how should I put this? There is what's that word? There's a privilege level of being a furry and being it is pay to win. Like your ancestors and your culture has paid for your ability to enjoy this kind of stuff. Okay, the art all has to be paid for by somebody. The internet that you use has to be paid for somebody. If you ever want to see the furry friends, you make a long thing, you're gonna have to fly, you're gonna have to travel, stuff like that. If you want to wear a fursuit or get our stuff, there's all money costs because it all takes in. Essentially, because it's a hobby, in my opinion, furries definitely pay to win. You get out of it what you put into it. I bet you anything. These anybody that says furries not pay to win, they're gonna go into the social aspects. They're gonna be like talking about friends and love and affection and good woe feelings, stuff like that. And those feelings are 100% valid. But my perspective is you don't have any ability to access that without a baseline, without some sort of capital baseline. Fair? Fair, chat? What do you guys think about that? That is my thesis, that's my dissertation. What do you guys think about that? Fair, fair. Being Jake is like Warhammer 40k. It makes sense. Hierarchy of needs and all. Yeah, exactly. Fair, fair. No cons, right? If you don't actually invest, you can't go to any cons. And cons are a huge part of the fandom. Regarding the pay to win, yes, having cash to get the suit, art, and commode sounds about right. Yeah. Life itself is pay to win. I could not say that any better. Like life itself is pay to win. Everything in life is pay to win, stuff like that. So yes, life itself is pay to win. You can enjoy life as a free-to-play player, but you're going to be out in the bush, and it's not going to be a fun time. or you could be a furry on the internet. Okay. So that is my opinion on this. But I ran into this furry YouTuber who got really mad at me when I said that their perspective on this is wrong. So in all fairness to them, we are actually about to watch their video on is furry pay to win. This is the guy that thinks, and this is the guy that got all like tiffy with me. Let's see if what this person has to say.
Hello everyone, Kane the Circle here. So I came across a tweet that I found really interesting, more or less because I found it quite stupid, and well, a lot of others seem to see it the same way I did.
Okay, when your argument starts off with I thought it was quite stupid, it's not a good argument. Let's go though.
Of course, everyone has the right to their own opinion, including me, which is why I'm making my video to give my opinion on this take, as I find it quite baffling. But if you disagree, you're completely in your right to do so. So this tweet was someone giving their hot take on the fandom, where they refer to it as pay to win. I feel like just from this alone, it says a lot about how they see the fandom, and seems to show extreme pessimism towards the fandom itself, which I think is a major issue in the fandom, where I believe this extreme pessimism seems to delusion some furries into bombastic mindsets where things are exaggerated beyond belief.
Yo, you're using like a lot of like big words, but they're all fluff. Like they're all fluff, like bombastic, like okay, like I'm gonna listen out, but like you don't need to articulate yourself in order to make yourself sound smart. While the vocabulary, this is literally high school English. Don't worry about Winston, this is high school English. When you're in high school and you're in these English classes, you're like, oh, when I want to sound smart, I gotta use big words. Yeah, it's fine though.
Which is what made me initially stop and take a double take when I saw this tweet. First off, I think we can all agree that this fandom is a hobby to a good majority of us in it. Why would you need to win at your hobby?
100%. I 100% agree with that. This fandom is a hobby, and you should all be able to enjoy it. And if you want to enjoy it free to play, fantastic. If you want to invest with it, fantastic. Boom. I 100% agree with you.
Hobby, when a hobby is described as something you do in your free time when you come home from work, school, college, whatever is taking up the majority of your time. It is something you do in your leisure time. There's no need to win in that regard. It also starts...
I don't know what you mean, what his definition of win is, but like me enjoying something more is definitely a win. Like if I enjoy something more because I've done something, that's a win to me.
It's to fall apart when there's a lot of things in the fandom that you can do that won't cost you a dime, like joining furry group chats to talk to other furries.
If joining furry group chat, you need access to a phone, access to the internet, access to a computer.
Furry social media, trying to develop skills.
Once again, access to the phone, access to the computer, access to the internet.
Skills like drawing, dancing, or performing art.
Drawing, dancing, performing art needs materials, needs teaching, it needs time. definitely stuff you should have to invest in.
This is where I think the false perceptions some people have of the fandom come into play. I feel like some people in this fandom feel like in order to be a furry, they gotta dedicate their whole life to it. That includes...
Absolutely not. Okay, if you are a furry, it doesn't matter if you invest 1 minute into it. It doesn't matter if you invest 1,000 hours, okay? Furry is purely a definition you give yourself. You can walk away from it or enter it at any time with no investment of your life.
Includes making a name for themselves, traveling to conventions, commissioning art, fursuits, content creation, etc. When in reality, all you need to do to be a furry is to call yourself a furry and have an interest in anthropomorphic animals.
Absolutely.
It really is that easy, and if anyone tells you differently, they're just an asshole.
They are an asshole. They're absolutely an asshole.
What I mentioned before is mandatory. It is all optional. Also, I feel like one other thing that this has to do with is some furries basing their worth off of their follower counts. A furry struggling with this mind trap may feel like if I don't have this amount of followers or engagement, people won't want to associate with me.
Mind trap!
Which is completely untrue and unrelated to the fandom itself.
Basically, yeah.
If you are a genuinely nice and kind individual, people will not care about your account's low follower count or engagement. Hell, there are so many...
I feel like he might be projecting a little bit here. I feel like this little dude is like really nice. I feel like he's really, really nice as a person, stuff like that. I feel like he's projecting a little bit here.
Big furries in the fandom that people dislike because of the impact they've had on the community itself. Platforms and money cannot fix a bad personality or repair the damage someone has caused from saying or doing awful things. Those impacts will stay with those who were hurt, including victims and former people who have looked up to said person in the hot seat. They'll just see a nice person who has had a nice impact on them, and hell, even from there, may want to pursue a friendship with you of some sort.
1000% agree.
After all, if it was follower count they were looking at, it's not friendship they're looking for. It's very obvious it's an ulterior motive and popularity and
Yeah, it's just clout, and honestly, you can tell. You can tell when somebody is like DMing you, and they're just trying to become like. The absolute worst is when somebody's DMing you, be like, "I want to be your friend," and you're just like, "Why?" It's like, "Cause you're popular." It's like, bro. That's
clout
the worst.
Is what they're after, which is where I think this tweet is speaking from, in my opinion. As I said,
so you see he's winning as gaining clout. Okay, so their whole video was based on the concept as winning equals getting clout. I don't see that. I see winning as gaining more enjoyment from what you're doing.
Reason to win in a hobby unless you're looking for something more within the fandom. And where this pay to win attitude can arise from envy of others watching follower accounts go up or engagements go up due to possible factors of someone posting about buying expensive art or suits from popular artists, which can gain a lot of traction. It's very clear that in any
To be honest, I wouldn't buy that kind of stuff for any traction. I would buy it because I enjoy it. Because I enjoy how it looks and stuff like that. I don't really care about the price tag. I care about if I enjoy it.
Social setting, buying things from popular brands or artists will attract people who are fans of that artist or brand, boosting the numbers of the account up.
Made for you.
But that shouldn't be attributed to as winning, just because someone bought something expensive.
So chill. It's very common for furries or people to express winning to clout. So like, I can see the argument where like somebody's trying to be like, hey, the more clout you gain, therefore the more influence you have, therefore the more you win. It's just not my definition. My definition of winning is 100% around enjoyment.
Which also I find genuinely funny because the fandom is all about appreciation of furry arts. So watching other furries get envious of other furries getting attention for their commissions or craft is almost laughable. Unless, of course, we're talking about awful people like DHC or Jason Aphex, who have done horrible things.
Oh no,
which, yeah,
call
that
outs.
can definitely leave a sour taste in a lot of furry mouths. Watching them still getting work after being exposed for doing things that are unforgivable, that's a completely valid and understandable take. It may feel like to this type of furry struggling with this mindset, what they are doing is not worth anything, or that because they are not popular, that they are less, which is simply not true, and is a personal issue that the furry themselves struggling with this mind trap must deal with themselves, rather than distorting it to something like the fandom is paid.
Are you in this mind trap, buddy? Like, here's the thing. Whenever somebody talks about a subject, generally, their own perspectives come through. I'm wondering if they're actually caught in this mind trap and they don't even know it.
Twin. When that has nothing to do with the furry fandom at all, because if you were to take furry out of it, it would be applicable to almost every other fandom out there.
Yeah,
it is
exactly.
not an exclusive furry issue. I also do want to add, wanting to get noticed for your craft is not a bad thing. Hell, why would you even share it online if you don't want it to be noticed?
Exactly!
You are allowed to want engagement from your craft or wanting people to see your work.
Dude, I love people seeing my work.
Don't let things like this delusion you into thinking that this is a pay-to-win game. It's just that well-known artists within the community get boosted due to the fan base that they may have, and it has nothing to do with you personally as an individual. And at the end of the day, everyone has their own perception of the term winning. But winning...
You know what? I can absolutely agree with you with that. We completely disagree on what the definition of winning is. Yours is clout chasing, mine is enjoyment.
In terms of the fandom, I don't think this person was talking about. It's pretty clear this was about a pay to win at getting clout and attention. After all, this fandom is a hot
wait. Let's roll it back to the actual tweet. Let's roll it back to the, where's the actual
hot take on the fandom.
There. Hot take, the furry fan is paid to win. It says nothing in there about clout chasing. This is completely their own, like, read into the subject. There's literally nothing here that says it's like a pay to win is clout. It's literally just says hot take, the furry fan is pay to win. Yeah, okay. So I think we have a pretty good idea of where this buddy's coming from. They're like, hey, pay to win equals clout chasing. And I don't think it is. Okay? I think pay to win is 100% just improving your enjoyment of the stuff. Like, the more you enjoy something, the more you're winning, in my opinion. But hey, that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Hey, what do you guys think? Well, to be fair, I'm wearing a paid cosmetic right now. I'm definitely wearing a paid cosmetic right now. Like, don't hold anything back. This is a paid cosmetic.